Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about transit Sun, sextile or trine one's natal Neptune. Now, this transit may manifest in creativity, in life, action, drive, focus, attention. This could be in harmony with your dreams and your fantasies at this time. This is something if you're trying to attain some kind of dream or some kind of fantasy, this is a time where you could at least put your focus and attention on it without having either many distractions or diversions or maybe none whatsoever. If you have, say, the natal Neptune is in Capricorn, it might be some dream would be in business or politics or working for the government, maybe something with information technology or accounting. It can be, if it's in Scorpio, it might be doing something with the occult, which includes astrology or something with forensics or investigation. Or can be anyway. The thing about this transit too, Neptune is also connected with our ideals, and it might be a time too when your sun is about our life, and it may be a time where we want to focus on what is ideal for your life at this time, and being able to do so again without little or no diversions or distractions. It's more of a positive time to focus on these things. What are the ideals right now? What do you think is ideal for you at this time in your life? If you have Neptune in the fourth house, it could be something with having a home or family or emotion, some kind of emotional security, general safety and security at this point in time. It could be a time too where you have very as far as having the energy, the drive, the vitality, and to be inspired, as far as being inspired to do something. Neptune is about inspiration, and this is a time where you may be more inspired to do something with your life at this time, more so than usual, and just have the right really the right amount of energy, vitality in order to do this. And also too, when you look at this transit, keep in mind that Neptune anatomically is connected with the feet and the toes, and it's associated with the immune and lymphatic system, and also body fat. So if there's any issues that you're dealing with this right now, it could be more of an opportune time to focus on it and perhaps do something about it at this point in time. And if your immune system is weakened, you may try to focus on ways that you can strengthen it at this time. If there's issues with body fat, there can be it could be something where you may start to work out vigorously or have that opportunity to do so without being derailed at this time. There may be more free time to do this, more so than usual, be able to put your focus and attention on this. I would say especially too if the natal Neptune is in your first or sixth house, because the first house is associated with the physical body, the sixth house is connected with physical health related issues. So anyway, now another thing about Neptune is that it's also associated with what's nebulous or unclear. So it can be a time where you can, if there's something in your life that you're not sure of, and say if the natal Neptune is in the fourth house, there's something nebulous or unclear regarding your roots, your ancestry. This is the time where you could be very motivated, have the drive in order to do this, have that really just that right amount of drive and that focus at this time, and being able to take action in these matters. And it could also be a time too where if there's something, since the sun is again connected with life and Neptune is associated with what's nebulous or unclear, if there's something about your life and your direction, whatever it might be, that you're unsure of. If there's if you're unclear at this time what direction you're going in, this is a time where you could take a look at that, I would say, and have the opportunity to actually do something about it more so than you ordinarily would. Neptune is also about confusion, so it can be a time where again there's going back to the sun being associated with life. If there's anything confusing or confounding regarding your own life, the direction you're heading in, whatever it may be, what you're focusing on in your life, or you're having difficulty trying to find some direction, this is a time where you can work through a better opportunity to work through, see the understand, work through the confusion and try to do something where you actually have more direction in it. The sun is also connected with the biological father and children, so it can be a time too where you can. Neptune is about self-sacrificing, so it might be these people may be more at this time being able to do something for you where it shows certain compassion, certain altruism or sacrificing for you at this time. It may be a time too where they may be more supportive, of what your dreams are, what your ideals are at this time, more so than usual. This transit only lasts about 5 days, but it's a good transit to have. So it's really good about trying to make the most of the opportunity, since it's not a very sustained or prolonged transit. Now another thing too is that Neptune is also about deception and duplicity. So this is a time, in your life, if you're dealing with someone, or something's, something's nebulous, something's deceptive or duplicitous. It may be, a person. If you have natal Neptune in the third house, maybe it's a sibling or a cousin or a neighbor. This is the time where you may have more chance to actually have the drive to see what's going on, to do, if you're, whether it's investigating or what have you, or researching something about these people, and what's actually going on. If you believe there's something deceptive or duplicitous connected with it. If you have the natal Neptune in the ninth house, it might be some kind of religious congregation is another example, where you think there's something deceptive about it, or you feel they're preaching some kind of fallacious doctrine or something. This is where you have the drive to actually do something in terms of taking in terms of having drive and motivation to see what's going on, as far as this goes, and probably a better opportunity to see through deception, duplicity in general at this time, more so than usual. The sun again is about our focus, and you're able to focus, and more opportunity to focus and see through some kind of deception at this time, more so than usual. Also too, Neptune is about dissipation and dissolving. So if you're trying to dissolve something, or let's say you have the natal Neptune in the seventh house, it could be a marriage situation, it could be a legal situation. This is the time where you would have more the vitality, the energy to be able to do it at this time, and have more courage in being able to get this done with less procrastination, less distractions or diversions. Neptune is also connected with the less fortunate and the weak, and it's a time too where you could really hone in on and focus your attention on these matters, and have the drive and motivation to do something for people that are less fortunate than yourself, such as the impoverished, the oppressed, the homeless, or the hungry, the people that might be weak-willed. Maybe they can't, maybe they have difficulty in standing up for themselves and their rights, so you have chance now maybe to do that for them. There may be more time that you have in order to do this, and have little distraction, diversions in doing so. Now Neptune is also connected with surrendering, and if this is a time where you feel you may be able to, it's about surrendering, forgiveness, being able to about just figuratively walking away from something. There's a situation, and the sun is connected again with the biological father and children. There was a situation, say, with one or more of these people that was contentious, and was some argument as an example. It's a time where you have a better chance to be able to say, okay, just walk away from the situation, apologize, whatever is needed to be done, and be able to do so, and have a good, good ending as far as the argument or what have you, have that come to a conclusion. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, now the next thing, and I'm not saying ending the situation, ending the connection with the biological father or child. I mean as far as the argument goes. But anyway, now next thing, this transit could also manifest in where it could be a time where the biological father and children, which is the sun, may favor your dreams, which is Neptune. Now let's say if the natal Neptune is in Scorpio in the 10th house, it could be doing something with locksmithing or astrology, I mean the occult, which includes astrology, or forensics, which is Scorpio, and which would be a career, which is the 10th house. Now it's also a time where you can have the right amount of energy, which is the sun, for helping those less fortunate, which is Neptune. Let's say, for example, if the natal Neptune is in Capricorn in the 4th house, it could be, maybe somebody that's got a limiting or depressing, which is Capricorn home life, which is the 4th house. It might also be a time, too, where it could be very auspicious for taking action, which is the sun. It could be on, an addiction in some cases. Neptune is associated with addictions. Let's say, for example, if the natal Neptune is in Sagittarius in the 5th house, it could be some kind of addiction, which is Neptune. It could be to sports, which is Sagittarius, and gambling, which is the 5th house. And it's easy, more easier at this time than usual to again focus, which is the sun, put our focus and attention on dissolving or dissipating, which is Neptune. Something, again, going back to Neptune in the 7th house as an example, it could be dissolving or dissipating. It could be some relationship, a significant friendship, which you don't think is really much of a friendship anymore, or it could be a marriage partner. Maybe it's a situation with an open adversary, as some examples. But anyway, people, that will conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying stay well.